Yes.
Yes. So that's what I told you. I explained the whole of Matthew 24. For some of you who have not gotten it, it is on YouTube. I can't repeat everything. But I have said the phrase coming of the Lord never always meant what people say today. Coming of the Lord always meant when God comes to judge a place. When you go in books like Psalms, it speaks of coming of the Lord in wrath. When you go speaking of the day of the Lord and he's saying how terrible it will be, he's using all those words like terrible and all of that because it is always a day he came to judge. And I gave you examples, and I told you even these things you say, and the sign of the Son of Man shall appear in the skies. I showed you exactly that sign appeared. It is in all the history books there, where Josephus is saying a sword appeared over Jerusalem, for a full year, and it was a comet, That comet is called Halley, Comet Halley, It looked like a sword, and that was a sign. And elsewhere in the scripture, Jesus refers to his word as the sword, double-edged sword. That was the sign of the Son of Man. And he said, every tribe will see me coming on the clouds. And I've told you that people could see men coming on the clouds, in Jerusalem prior to the destruction of AD 70. They could see that was his coming. Okay? Now, tonight I'm touching on something interesting, which is called modern eschatology 7, rapture theologies. Yeah? Yes. Now, I told you that the thing that is taught today called rapture, okay? Challenge me on this. Go and study. This thing was a new teaching. That's why I call this modern eschatology. I was pointing this, and there was some man of God who was abusing me, saying, there is no such thing as modern eschatology. And I know what I'm talking about. He doesn't know. But just because he has seen a clip and he has a few scriptures, he thinks he can argue with me. You see, me, I don't joke around with the people who don't know. Now, the thing is, this thing is new, okay? And I told you that when Francisco Ribera, when Protestants start to fight, the Catholic Church, and they are saying, you people are the Antichrist that is spoken about in the book of Revelation. When they start to do that, a priest comes up, Francisco Ribera, he says, no, you guys are getting this theology wrong. These things are to happen in the future. Okay? So he says it, but it wasn't so serious. But he says it, he writes a document and all of that. He's debunking what they were saying. Up until that time, all the apostles and different people had known the things that way.
Oh, yes.
There was history to back up what they were talking about. Now, this document was hidden for some time. Now, there is a revival that was going on in Glasgow, Scotland, under a man called Edward Irving. A young girl called MacDonald had a vision. When she has a vision, she sees that Jesus was to come back on the earth in 2 phases.
Okay.
Up until that time, everybody knew that Jesus is coming back, yes, where he will resurrect the dead, but it was called the second coming. Okay? Now, if you're telling us 2 phases, these people didn't want to call them second coming and third coming, because third coming is not there in the Bible. So they looked for a word that will explain the second phase called rapture.
Okay.
You understand? But anyway, I'm going ahead of myself. She sees that vision. In that service is a man called Nelson Darby. When Nelson Darby hears of that vision, he believes it. He starts to run with that vision. He starts to teach that vision. But he wasn't so successful. It was something that you could easily push off. Till he goes and crosses the Atlantic and goes to the States, and he meets the Billy Graham of his day, which is called Dwight L. Moody. D.L. Moody. Now, when he meets D.L. Moody is famous at the time. So D.L. Moody starts to what? To propagate this teaching as well.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, D.L. Moody at that time, yeah, you have to know that actually this guy, Darby, he is the one that founded the Plymouth Brethren denomination. He had a denomination in Plymouth. Yeah? Because remember, they come from, this thing happened in Glasgow, Scotland. So he had something in Plymouth. Yeah? So he moves to the States. So when he gets there, this guy is popular. D.L. Moody, he had a Bible college.
Yes.
D.L. Moody. Yeah? Which is called the Moody Bible Institute. And you had also a press where you can print things. You understand? So this thing that seemed small started to what? To go forward in big numbers. But this one, we are speaking of 1820. So recent. 1820, that is when the girl gets the vision. 1830, the man goes and is connecting with all these people. Yeah? Then they start what they call the pre-tribulation rapture theology. In fact, other people started to argue with them. They say, rapture, okay. For them, they just didn't even know. The rapture is there, but it is post-trip.
Yes.
The others, it is pre-trip. It is, they say, mid-trip. So there are all these other theories. Even the rapture theorists, they don't agree on when it should happen. But that's a story for another day. But I'm saying, when now this happened, you're telling people that Jesus is coming back in 2 phases and all of that. Yeah, it went on, but it should interest you to know that it didn't have theology, sufficient theology. Yeah, at the time. Now, there is the D.L. Moody, whatever was in Chicago. Yeah, the Bible Institute. Another institute. Yeah, is created in Dallas.
Yes.
Now, you have 2 institutes in the world, in America, that are teaching dispensationalism. And now, students could go there to do Bible study, but these things are included. Okay? Another man called Cyrus Scofield, okay,
Yes.
comes and prints the first reference Bible. Reference Bibles help us to study the Bible.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And now, in his Bible, he is also so into the end time of Darby. He puts headings like in Matthew 24 that Jesus predicts the rapture. Yeah? And of course, to a lay believer, they say, you see, rapture is there in my Bible. You see? They say Jesus predicts the rapture. But it had nothing to do with what? With that. And actually, the Dallas Institute of Theology was even instituted later on in 1920.
19s, yeah.
Yeah? When these people have even died. So that now they can form theology
Bulungi.
for the thing that they were preaching all along. You understand what I'm saying? What you have to understand, beloved, when something is spoken so long, when an error is done, we, the next generation, or the generations, 4 generations from now, yeah, will be, that error will be a doctrine to them.
Yes. Yes.
You have to understand some of the things, the issues with this rapture theology. The word rapture itself is not in the Bible.
That's right.
Okay? But is that sufficient information for you to say that it doesn't exist? No. There are words that are not in the Bible, like Trinity,
Yes.
but there are sufficient scriptures that explain the concept of the
Of the
Trinity.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? But the only problem here with the word rapture, yeah, there is not sufficient information to explain the term rapture. Where is it gotten? 1 Thessalonians 4:17, yeah, you'll give it to us, yeah, where it speaks about caught up.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
The word there in the Greek is called hapazo. Yeah? But in the Latin Vulgate or the Latin Bible, yeah, that word is rapturo,
Okay.
where they get now rapture.
Yes.
Yeah?